race fans, Racing 393. This is a update video, to be honest, covering some various bits and pieces that I'm doing. The picture you can see here, though, is of the ACME Condor rebuild, and we're actually going to carry on doing a little bit of work to that. But during this video, I'm going to go over some of the cars that I'm doing, and sort of a little update about what you can expect. So I have bought quite a few Nitros recently for refurbishment. So let's start off with the last car you would have seen, which would have been the Kyosho Beetle, the electric Kyosho Beetle. Just to reiterate, at the time of this recording, nevertheless, I'm still trying to establish how to connect the LEDs, the Tamiya connection system, to Dean's connection system. The speed controller's Dean's plug into a LiPo with a Dean's connector, of course. But the LED kit is Tamiya. One end of the Tamiya plug will go to the battery, and the other Tamiya plug goes to the speed controller. So there's two ways I could do this. I could just run a NIM and put it into the Beetle and run it on a Tamiya battery and get an adapter that changes the Deans to a Tamiya. That's probably the easiest way. Whether or not I was hoping, well, not whether or not I want to run a 2S. I suppose I could buy another 2S with a Tamiya connector and then get an adapter for the speed controller and lights. I think that's probably the way I'll have to go. Having too many different connectors and changing one end to another, it's going to be a bit messy. It just will mean I'll have to buy a Tamiya LiPo. I don't even know if that's a thing. I haven't got a LiPo with a Tamiya end on it. There must be one because people run them on their Tamiya basic kits, don't they? So that's going to be the way forward for the Kyosho, and then we'll get once I've done that, I've got the video half done, and then there'll be a running video with that one. The end of this video includes the finishing of the car you see on the picture, the ACME Condor Nitro, turning it into a rally car build, which has been going on for ages, it seems. But we're pretty much ready to run this. So the next video dedicated to the kit you see in the picture, nevertheless, will be a running video. We'll probably do a tuning on bench video and then run it, do a speed run, go from there. So that's that one. What else? I have bought quite a few Nitros, as I've said. One is a Mardave Marauder, so really old. I had a Mardave stock car, and it was in really good condition, and I sold that because I sort of didn't think I was going to come back to the hobby. I sort of wish I kept it now, but the Mardave Marauder is perhaps more in keeping with what I currently got. So it's a 1/8 buggy, very old. I'll show you a picture of that during the video. I've got a lot of bits for it. It just needs refurbishing. I'm not sure that engine's in good condition though. So, and it's an Irvine 20 Nitro. So talk about rare as rocking horse, and it's probably, I think it's knackered. I tried to turn the flywheel over, and it's, is there a piston in there, sort of thing. So I might have to, I don't know. It's really got an ABC wall cylinder, and we know they don't last long. Anyway, that's a separate one, so that'll be a video coming up. I've also got what I thought was a Flying Point Nitro. So I've got some notes. Now, in the video you see, I couldn't remember most of this. I didn't have these on me, but I've got a Duratrax. The main kit I show you, the main car, I say kit, for God's sake, stop saying the wrong words. the main chassis I show you is a Duratex Axis. I couldn't remember the name of it. I think I said Axis. And that's a 1/8 Nitro buggy from the year 2000. So 23 year, 24. Wow. And built. 3-gear diffs, coilover shocks, a rear dog bones, front UJ shafts, and bearings. So a standard 1/8 buggy. It looks in good condition. I don't know until the main thing of that one is the engine, and I've got to strip that one down. I bought that thinking it was actually a flying, what's it here? A flying point probe type. It in fact isn't that, and the other chassis that I show you is. Now I've had that a while, and I think I might have gone over that in a previous video. So that the other one I show you there is it's much older. It's a Flying Point Probe Pro because it's got that adjustable rear wing. A dynamically adjusted rear wing, four-wheel drive. It's actually made in Taiwan, of all places. It's in the 90s, so it's a good. It's probably 6-7 years older than the Duratrax Axis. The old one, the Flying Point Probe, I'm reading down here, comes with an Irvine 21 or a Leo 21, both of which are super old, super rare, probably super knackered. It does come as a truck version as well. I haven't got anything to do with that, and that had a Leo .15. So I'm also looking down here. Another version of that same car, the Flying Point Pro, was a, I can't even read this, Avio Racing Dagger, and that's from France. So the Flying Point Probe was only European. I believe the Duratrax Axis could have been US. Don't know. Not sure about that, to be honest. So there's those two Nitros. So they will be also refurbished on the channel. I'm sure there was another one. So we've got this one in front of you there. We've got the Beetle, those two. Oh, and the Mardave. So I've also bought something a little bit special, which I'm going to do in the summer. It's an electric car, and I've got quite a lot of hop-ups for it. That perhaps its very nature are not needed. I'm going to leave it there because I want to sort of run a series on the build, the run. I want to do it all in sort of and release it so it's finished. I haven't actually got the kit yet. So I've bought loads of hop-ups, but I haven't got the kit yet. It's electric. I've never had one. Everybody goes on about it. It's about mid-80s. Still make them now. I'm going to say something controversial here, which won't make sense, but it's going to, I don't know, unnecessarily popular, in my opinion. But there we go. That's just my opinion. Look forward to doing this particular kit, and I'm hoping you can follow the show, follow the channel to keep up with that. So without further ado, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to go on to now fixing the rest of this car that you see before me, ACME Condor. Basically, the suspension was stiff either side. I thought it was the wishbones. It actually transpires that the shock absorbers piston was too big. It wasn't too big, but it had a lot of resistance inside the shock housing, so I had to sort of mess around. The other two are fine though, ironically. So I believe they got the same shock pistons. So I don't know why two of them would have been tight and two are not, but we get that done. What else did we do? That's it, I think. And then you can see it here in the picture. So we fit it back together. It just wants a little bit of trimming, some holes put in the body, some body pins, tuned, and then it can go out. So that will be the next video once the weather breaks and we can get outside. So I'll leave you to it. I've rambled on long enough, probably bored of it now. The fact is, if you can watch this far in, then you know it's not bad. So I hope you enjoyed it. That's right, my dog's walking around, and I shall see you soon. Bye for now.
Okay, right, so this is going to be a quick update video on what's going on what I've got to do. So I don't know whether you'll see this video yet of me finishing off the Kyosho, but I've got a bit I need to do on that. There's only a couple of connectors I need for because I've got lights on it, and because the Tamiya LED light box is Tamiya connections only, and I run this on a Dean's connector, so I just need to find a connection to go from the battery to the lights, and then the battery, the ESC battery, then the battery to the lights. I need to figure something out. So I've got that to do. What else? So I've also got a couple of things I want to show you. I've got another car here. I'm not sure you can see it. I'll do my best. But I thought initially, because it says on the front there, what's it say on the front there? Flying Point Torsen. It isn't actually one of them. This, I think, is something to do with the Axis Nitro. I don't know the full story about this, but it is partly attached to another car which is behind me, which I'll show you. So this is going to be for restoration. It's in pretty good condition, as you can probably see. Don't know the full story of the Nitro engine itself. I don't even know what it is actually. I'm just looking now. 3.5. Yeah, it's probably a force engine, you know, typically, but that'll be on the channel soon. The sister car to that, which I have shown on the channel, but another Flying Point Torsen, but this is a probe. And you can see this is completely different. It's much older, and the engine's on the other side, but I still don't know the full story of this one either. It's got one of those natty adjustable rear wings on it, which in its day was quite unique. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can show you it. So this is the rear wing, and it kind of changes. Apparently it's supposed to change that when you brake. I don't know, or maybe it doesn't, but it's fairly original. Again, I don't know the full history, so that's going to be a rebuild, but not anytime soon. I've got one of these, which is a Mardev Marauder. Again, it's for rebuild. I've got quite a lot of bits for it. I don't know the full shebang on it. Really, not early 80s, really old. You can see that definitely needs the wing up like that. It's a little bit stock car-ish. I did have a Mardev stock car, but I sold it, and I didn't really want another one, so I've got one of these instead. It's in reasonable condition. I won't take the body off because there's no point, but yeah, it is all there, but it needs stripping down and rebuilding, of course. So we've got that one. That'll be on the show, on the channel. It does come with some radio gear already. This is this will be sold, so I'll take it out of the Mardev, make sure it works, and then I'll sell that on. I've got a box of bits which I don't really want to show you yet, because I've got a project which I'm going to do in the summer. It's an electric car, so we'll have to wait for that. that's pretty much it. The thing leading on from this update, what I'm going to do now is we're going to rework on this. So this is the one I was working on. So this is the ACME Condor rebuild. Now there's a few things to do to this, so this video will lead into another part of this one, so which I will film this. So I've got the rear wishbone on here. I don't know if you can see that. I've got to get the angles right. So this, what am I doing? Come on, Hammerstone, come on. So this wishbone's really stiff. I can barely move it. It's not the shock. It's to do with this pivot point here and here. So that needs to be done. I also think one of the front ones is the same. There's oil just leaked out everywhere. You probably saw that. I'm going to clean that. Yeah. So this side as well. That's also very stiff, so I need to free it up a little bit. So that's going to be the task of today. I don't think there's much else. Yeah, I just got to free up this, the sort of the wishbone and the one on the back. So let me get myself organised, and we might as well make that into following on from this video, to be honest. Right, let's see what we can get done on this. So this has got like the two corners are really stiff on it, so I'm gonna have to, I can't really move that side, and I can't move this side, but this side's, well, it was, yeah, so that one's okay, and this one's okay, but that one sticks. I don't really want to move too much on it, so this one sticks. So I think what I'll do is just undo the, I'm not going to take the shocks off, but I'll undo them at the bottom, for example here, and find out if, you know, see which one of these is stiff. It could be the pillow balls in there probably, so it might not be super easy to fix, but, or straightforward, but I'm sure it'll be okay. So we're going to just take this shock off the bottom. So the shock is off. It's not that stiff. So that actually does point to the shock, surprisingly. It does stick ever so slightly. So maybe it's definitely not the wishbone. So that's loose. That's loose enough. This side works because it's got the anti-roll bar on there, which is what makes it all work, but it kind of works against itself, which is what it's supposed to do. I think in the first instant I might try some WD if I've got any left on the shaft. So there's a little bit on the shaft. I want to see if that frees it up a little bit and doesn't create a bit of a sticking point. Maybe the back stick there, maybe it is the shock. I've got a feeling the wishbone was a bit tight, if I'm honest. I think. So let's just put this shock back on. So one of the main things I've just found out is that when you undo the bottom of the shock, this one still goes against the bottom wishbone. There's no tension. This one now does that, but there's a little bit of, when you do this nut up on here where I did the body mount, it does tense up the shock. So I'm going to put that on first and then do the top mount, the top body mount. I think that's why it was tight. Everything just screws into plastic, so you've got to be careful you don't strip it. So that seems to work. Try and do it without getting my hands in the way. So we'll just push down. I mean, I mean, they're not particularly strong springs, but of course just doing that, I can tension up the springs a little bit more on here, just so it puts a bit more tension under the springs. It works fine. It goes up a little bit. And the body mount's fine as well. So I think we can say that the front's done. This one might be a little bit trickier, this back one. So it is the shocks. So that's the shock. It's absolutely solid. I've no idea why that is, because it was cleaned. Right, let's have a look. So it transpires, I've taken it apart, and the E-clip had come off, which was probably binding inside the tube somewhere. The E-clip stops the piston from coming off, so I'm going to have to put that back on. It must have got trapped between the piston and the seal, and the piston, like the piston and the inside of the chamber, I would think, because when I put it back in there now, which I'll try now, there's a combination of that's too tight in there. That piston is too tight in the tube, and is that because it's the wrong piston? I can't remember. I think I might have to just sand it down a little bit, because the actual shaft is loose, goes in there fine, so that's fine. It's that in there, so it's quite a tight fit. Right, let's see if I can do something with that. So I've just sort of took some edges off it. It fits in there a bit easier now. Look, it's definitely much better than it was. So let's put that in. It's not TRF smooth, but it's better. Bit of soft oil going in from Tamiya. Now I do mine so they're halfway down. Always have done, and that's perfect. Okay, let's reassemble. Moment of truth. Does it work? Maybe I'll just do this shock here just to be doubly sure. Doesn't take long, and I'll come back when I've done it. At the moment it's like, I don't want to push on that because it'll come off. But yeah, let's take this one off, and I'll be back in a minute. So just to prove it's not this, it's not what I thought it was. It's actually this. So that's stiff. Yeah, it's not like the other one. Right, let me crack on with that one for a minute. So it's a bit easier now, look. I think that'll be fine. Might reuse some of the old oil. Why not with it? So still using a bit of mixture, Tamiya Soft for now. Didn't put the end on, I know that. I've got to put that on yet. I haven't done it. I was too excited. Right, so about halfway, give or take, done. Much better. It's a messy job, but hey ho. Who says nitros are clean? So the proof's in the pudding. We'll see how much it sticks. It doesn't now, look. That's good. That's good. The front's better. Excellent. Excellent. Right, that's it. Well, this video was a little bit of a makeshift video about what I'm going to do, finishing this off, just sort of updating you, to be honest. So this car is pretty much done, ready for maybe another bench run, possibly a tune, and then we can take it out, but only when the weather's decent, because if you know me, fair weather racer, that includes these. But it's pretty good now, it's in good condition, and it all sort of sits how it should. I don't think there's much else I need to do. I just need to get this out outside, and we'll see how quick it goes. I think I heard it change gear on the bench in here when I was running it, so we'll perhaps do another little tune, make sure it starts. Not now, not in this video, and then we'll take it out for a run. So there'll be a tuning video and running video. Yeah, so appreciate your time watching, listening to my crap. I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you very soon next time for getting these cars out with a bit of luck. It's a long old winter. Actually, the weather's been not too bad here in the UK, but it's if you read the news, or listen to the news I should say, about the UK, you'll know what I mean. But anyway, that's it for now. I shall see you soon. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.